This is Kat Chancellor with Stamp Art Connection and StampArtConnection.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I wanted to show you some great ideas using the Daisy Lane stamp set, and it's actually a bundle in the new catalog. Here's the Daisy Lane stamp set, and it also coordinates with the Daisy Delight stamp set. And here are the two punches that come with this. So we're going to play around with some great ideas and some cards because I want you to put the Daisy Lane stamp set on your buy list and buy from me. Here is my host code by July 22nd and you will get a free gift. I will have this on my blog. So let me show you how versatile this stamp set is. I want to thank Donna Gray from a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Australia for her inspiring tutorial. This is a sample of a card I made after I watched her tutorial. The combination of gray granite, crushed curry, and Memento Black for a very, very simple combination. And this is very easy to do for your first time stamper. So I would, if you're just starting out, then I would really recommend this bundle. Moving on, if you're an avid stamper and you want to do something a little bit more, here's another very simple card using the Daisy Lane punch, both the large and the medium size, some trinkets, and some paper. This is our what's it called? It's our special paper that it's not watercolor. I'll have the name in a minute. Kind of did some nice watercolor effect and stamped on the background with this wonderful fern design. And then this lovely card here, which is one of the cards that we're going to make today, is made with again, just the beautiful little daisies and some extra little things for the avid stamper if you really, really want to go pow. And finally, I'm going to make a card using all the punches plus this 1 1/8 punch to come up with this beautiful flower, and we're going to put a card together. Now it does lie flat so you can mail it, but it's also such a neat little 3D effect that really comes out with a nice flower that you could even make a whole bouquet. And if you'll notice in the catalog, this is the same flower that is featured in the catalog, and I'll have that page here in a moment. So I want to show you how to put that together. And I didn't even do any stamping on it. I just kind of stamped straight from the paper. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to make this one first. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull in what we're going to need to do our first card. I'm using a piece of, let me just kind of put these aside. I'm using a piece of Whisper White, and this is our standard size of 5.5 and 4 1/4. I then have a layered piece here, which is layered by 5 1/4 by 4, and then finally a piece of Whisper White that is, I believe this is 3 3/4 and a 5. And let me just check my little. Yep, 3 3/4 by 5. So this is what we're going to put our flower, use our flower background, and I'm going to do some stamping. And the inks that I'm going to use, this paper is Calypso Coral. This piece here is Pear Pizzazz, and we're going to stamp this first. And I'm going to pull out my stamp set, and I love this wonderful fern piece. And this is our new rubber stamps that we have. Let me see if I can put this there. And I'm also going to pull out this flower piece. I'm going to put this on a block. And that's really it. So I have my Calypso Coral, Pear Pizzazz, and I also have some Early Espresso. I'm going to need the centers, and these are from the Perennial Essence Floral Centers. They're little yellow centers, and I'm going to use these to make my card, or to make my flower center. But I'm going to color my flower center with Early Espresso. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get this piece of paper here, and we're going to start out with Pear Pizzazz, and we're just going to do a stamp off technique. And I'm going to go ahead and center it get it nice and inked up, and I'm going to kind of line it up like diagonally. So my first one is going to go right about here, and then I'm going to stamp off well, no, I don't want to do it that way. I want to go ahead and I want to do this. I'm going to do that piece, and then I'm going to do that piece. So I'm trying to go around towards my corners. I'm then going to now stamp off here, stamp off here, stamp off there, and stamp off there. So I've kind of created this nice shape here in the middle. I'm actually going to, I think I'm going to stamp off, and I kind of want to fill in that space there. Okay, so there is my first background using my fern. So the next thing I'm going to do is in the kind of in these white spaces, I'm going to take my Calypso Coral, and I'm just going to kind of stamp this flower, and there it is. I'm going to stamp this flower kind of around. There you go. I'm going to stamp it kind of on the white around the edge. And I think that's all I'm going to put. I'm not going to put any more because this flower is going to go here in the middle. And I think that's really, it's really all I need. Maybe I'll put another one right there. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks balanced. Okay, so that is going to be all we're going to need there. Now to finish this up, I'm going to get my blender pen, and with my blender pen, I am going to kind of blend a little bit of this color around my flower. Let me just move in a little bit and you can see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of getting my blender pen, and I just kind of want to blend from the center . And all it does is it kind of provides a much smoother color. Okay, there you go. You kind of see how I've done that. Now I'm going to take my Early Espresso, and I'm just very lightly going to grab a little, and I'm just going to kind of put it here in the middle. And I'm going to kind of go around the outside, and then let me open this piece up here and just grab some of this pigment. So we're just going to kind of grab a little bit of that. kind of blend it like that. And I'm using a aqua painter here, and I'm just kind of adding a little bit of this early espresso around the center of my flowers. Okay, so that is done there. I'm then going to take one of these centerpieces here, and I'm going to use, I have my tool, I'm just going to kind of poke this, and I'm going to kind of put this on this pad. I kind of poked it with my tool, okay, and then I'm just kind of going to blop it on my pad, because what I want is I want to pick up that color. You see how I did that? And that is going to be the center for my flower. So I'm just going to set that aside. So here's my sample right here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some very pretty what is this? Calypso coral, and I'm going to cut a punch. 1, 2, and then I'm going to get the smaller punch here, and we're going to do 3. Oops, got paper and stuck inside of it. 3, 4. Okay, and then I'm going to take this yellow right here, and I'm going to take this 1 3/8 scalloped punch, and we're going to cut 1, 2. Okay, so I have all my pieces and parts. Let me just put these things aside. My punches aside over here. And now we're going to put our flower together. Okay, so to put our flower together, we're going to grab a piercing mat, and you can stamp this, but I chose not to because I think it looks just fine without stamping. And what I have here is a very large ball. I believe these are nail tools, but I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to push up. So you kind of want to just roll it. You don't want to really press too hard, because you'll just rip off the little petal. And what I like to do is I just kind of like to close them up a little bit like this, and then I like to kind of munch it like that. There, just kind of munch that around like that. Okay, so there's my flower, and now we're going to do our centers. And I'm going to need a pair of snips, and all we're going to do is we're going to kind of fold this in fourths, because what I want to do is I want to mark the center. So let's fold it in fourths like that. So I've kind of marked the center, and then I'm just simply going to go ahead and we're going to snip, and I'm snipping around. Let me come in. I'm kind of just snipping around. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing, just kind of gently, because these are fringed. And there we go. So now I have two fringy pieces. Okay, so now to put this together, I'm going to grab a piece of glue. Now, I've made these before with glue dots, but I think for this demonstration I'm just going to go ahead and use some all-purpose glue. Just kind of, and then I'm going to line this up so that it's in between . We want this, there you go. We want these in between like that. Okay, I'm going to take this one, I'm going to do the same thing. Kind of like to smear it a little bit to make sure I have, and then I'm going to do the same thing. We're just going to line those up so it's in between. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and put this one here. I'm just going to lay that one in there. Okay. So then I'm going to take probably, again, I'm just going to I'm bending these the edges, bending them with my nail, because this is going to be my inside one. So I'm bending my ends in, and you can see how they bend in like that. So we're just going to take a piece of glue, put that there, roll this up as a little ball. I'm going to set that right there. I'm actually going to use the end of my aqua painter just to make sure it's in there nice and good. Okay. I'm then going to take my little brown piece here. I'm going to take this backing off because it already has a nice little dot there, and I'm going to put that in the middle. Okay, and then finally we're just going to put this right there. I'm just going to lay that right there. So there you go. You see how pretty that is? So there you go. We have our flower. So now let's go ahead and finish our card. Now what I like to do is I'm going to take my scoreboard. I'm going to grab this piece and I'm going to score these edges right here. And all I'm doing is I'm just scoring. I'm stopping at the flower, score, stop at the flower. It just makes a very nice border. Okay, so there we go. We're going to put that there. So let me go ahead and just get some tear tape. I'm just curling this up a little bit. And we're just going to put these two right there. And that looks like a really pretty grouping. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and use some glue dots to put this down. Just going to put a couple of glue dots on the back. I'm using like maybe 3. Oops, gotta watch it. Gotta watch this because gotta be careful with that center. Be careful when you hold the center because look, I got ink on my finger. So kind of hold the center like that. Otherwise you're going to get ink all over your finger. And there we go. There's our card. Isn't that pretty? And it will lie flat. It will flatten out. And you can put it in an envelope. Okay, so there's our note card. I'm going to put thank you using the thank you from the Daisy Delight. And this is being made special for my neighbor who watched our house while we were on vacation. So take this little one here. I got these little there you go. That is so pretty. I just had a little bit of brown, but I really like that. Very nice. Okay, so there's that card using all our punches. Okay, for our next card, we're going to put this card together. Again, we're using our Daisy Lane stamp set and punch. And I'm going to be using, again, I'm going to be using both these punches. I'm using Highland Heather, and this is Purple Posy. I also have my Purple Posy ink, or actually I think I used Highland Heather ink, but we'll test that out because I just totally forgot. I've got my punches over here. I'm also going to be using some Pear Pizzazz because I'm going to put some foliage here, some leaves, and I have that leaf punch right here, and I have some vellum because I'm going to also use this punch and put some vellum sprigs behind our flowers. I'm also, and remember, these are so nice because I'm using these centers and everything does lie flat nicely. I'm also using some twine here, and I have a 2 1 3/8 punch that I punched out my my sentiment, but you can certainly use any of the layering oval dies. Lastly, I'm using one of these Crate Dynamic folders, embossing folders, because I'm going to emboss this beautiful design on my Purple Posy, and I'm going to have a little tool here that I'm going to kind of rough this up around the edges because I kind of want this to look a little kind of little artisan rather than all the edges straight. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this over to my Big Shot and run that through. So now that I have that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tool, and we're just going to kind of rough up this edge. It's going to create a lot of little paper dust, but I want to rough this edge up. Okay, so that's going to go on, and I kind of like that very kind of frayed look that's got. And look at this, I have a glue dot on my nail. Let me get that off. Okay, so we're done with that part. We're going to take our Highland Heather, and I'm going to put my daisies on a block. See, I want to get a bigger block. Put this one on this block, and let me put this one on this block. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put our flowers together. Okay, so there I have my two flowers. So let me put this aside, and now we're going to grab my other punches. So we're going to grab this piece. You can see I've already used it, and we're just going to cut 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to grab a piece of this, and we're going to cut this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm going to put these here, and then I'm going to grab my Pear Pizzazz, and I'm just going to grab a little bit. I'm just going to kind of put this on the edge. My tool. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to put that down the middle. Just put a line down the middle. Then I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to kind of twist it. See how I'm kind of twisting it? And when I open it up, it's going to kind of have a little bit of bend to it. See that? Looks a little more natural. So there's my fold. Just going to fold it. Kind of twist it. Fold it. Twist it. Fold it. See how it's kind of twisted? Okay, so when I open it up, it's got more of a kind of a leaf. See? This is kind of flat. This one's flat, and this one, look, has a little bit more dimension to it. Okay, so again, we're just going to fold it, fold it, fold it, and then I'm just going to kind of pinch, kind of twist it like that. Okay, see how that is? So then when I open it up, there we go. It's got kind of more of a little bit more of a leafy, kind of a leafy feel to it. And these are fine just like that. So let's go ahead and put our card together. I have kind of my piece of purple posy that I kind of roughed up. I'm just kind of playing with the ends a little bit, softening it. Because what I'm going to do is when I put it on this card, I'm going to run my tear tape. I'm not going to run it to the end. My tear tape is going to kind of come in a couple of inches. Okay, like that. because I do kind of want those edges to come up a little bit. And then I'm going to grab a piece of linen. I think I'm going to use this old olive linen right here. I kind of want to take this off. Okay, and I want this to go this way, so I'm going to grab my old olive ribbon here, and we're just going to wrap it around. There. Okay, so now I've got that wrapped. So we're going to set this right there. And again, I'm just getting these edges because I really don't mind if these kind of curl up a little. I think that looks kind of good, just like that. Then I'm going to grab this piece, and let me get my little yellow centers. We're going to grab this piece, and I'm going to use a dimensional. Let me get the right size. Okay, we're going to put this, right here. And then we're going to put this one I'm just going to put this one, just going to put that one right there. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put our centers on, and these are very easy to just peel off. You just press the center right there. Just going to peel off. Press that center right there. Okay. Then we're going to place these, and I'm going to use glue dots. So let me open up my glue dot, and we're just going to grab a glue dot here. Okay, and then we're going to grab a glue dot here. And I'm going to cut this one in half like that, so that it looks, not everything has to be totally symmetrical. I'll grab this one. I'll put that one right there. Okay, so you see how I kind of place those around? How I kind of place my, because then I'm going to go ahead and place these kind of like right like that. Okay, same thing. I'm going to use a glue dot, and this is my top, so I'm going to just I'm actually going to kind of place my glue dot farther up on the branch. Okay, I'm kind of putting it right at my glue dot right there. And there we go. Isn't that pretty? And it will, if we take these and lay them like this, it will fit flat. It will go flat on a card. Okay? Just want you to see that. It will lie flat on a card. Okay? Some Memento Black right here. Okay, and let me grab my tool because we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to take this and run this around. There we go. And now it's going to go right there. So let me grab a couple of dimensionals. There you go. And then I'll just take this piece and we will adhere that to the inside. And I'm going to take this wonderful little saying here. It says, "The best moments in my life happen with you." My Memento Black back out. There we go. Now I'm going to take a little bit of my purple posy and my little there you go. See how easy that was to put together? That's absolutely no problem. Very easy to put together. Okay, so here we go. 3 cards that were very simple to put together. Here's another example of a card that you can make. Very, very simple. Using this fantastic set, the Daisy Lane, and these wonderful punches to make gorgeous flowers and daisies, big daisies and small daisies, for your crafting room. I think this is a really, really great product. I would really encourage you to go right now to my online store, my Stamp Art Connection. Here is your host code. If you just buy that one set, I will send you a free gift in the mail. So, Kat Chancellor, Stamp Art Connection, stampartconnection.com. Thanks for watching. Please like this video and go to stampartconnection.com. Buy this wonderful bundle, get a free gift, and sign up for my newsletter. Have a blessed day.